the next one I have is star bonds. It was a big topic at the time I was asking these questions because it was right when the Chiefs thing went down. I don't fully understand them. I've done as much research as I can on them, but my understanding is that star bonds, the actual star bond money comes from private kind of investors, not our tax dollars. And where we get hit with the money is the infrastructure investment. And then the upkeep and maintenance of the infrastructure investment.
Yes. So tonight there will be a huge meeting in Olathe at the city meeting, and they're going to talk a lot about that tonight. So they'll have the regular meeting, and then at 7:00 they will have the explanation of what's going to happen. Yeah. So what's going to happen for Olathe. So my understanding is exactly that it's transparent as it can be for what you can understand. Again, you can read it and you can read it and you can Google it and you can chat GTP it, and basically it just comes with, will there be a clear benefit for the public? And what I heard knocking on the doors, because that had just been announced by the governor, it was super exciting for some, a little overwhelming for others. So basically, to me, you know, if it was up to us to vote in the legislature, if it was up to me representing the people, I think that people are just like, we can't give it as a corporate giveaway. It just cannot be. It's got to benefit the people in some way.
Yeah, I've looked at all. I looked into star bonds, and I looked at all the star bond things that happened in Kansas, and all the star bonds that have been given out, and most of them have paid off. Most of them have worked out, but there's never been anything this big. So I think like not just the star bond this big, but the infrastructure investment this big, and the ongoing maintenance this big. I really think that it should have been a vote by the people that have to deal with it.
And you're spot on that. It is not a 2-year commitment, a 5-year commitment.
It's 30 years.
I mean, what is the commitment they've made up in Wyandotte in Jackson? 60 years?
Yeah.
And it's exact same kind of thing. They were promised all of this infrastructure was going to come, and it didn't, you know, kind of these restaurants and these kind of things.
That's why they're letting them go. They're like,
well, and they also said that they were going to have a retractable roof, and then they did upgrades, and that didn't come through. And then they've even done upgrades for, I think, the soccer, you know, for World Cup. And so will they be able to see that back? So it is that, you know,
huge commitment.
Huge commitment for decades. And so all that tax revenue and all that tax money is going to go to that, as opposed to being kind of maybe spread out to other things.
I just think something that big should have been voted on. Yeah. You shouldn't be putting a stadium next to me without my input. Did they take any input from people on that deal at all?
You know, that I'm aware of. I never received
comment or anything.
I mean, they're going to do public comment tonight as to, it'll be interesting.
Afterwards.
I think it's going to be, I'm going tonight, not as a pro or a con. I am there to
I'm torn about it too. I'm torn about it too. But it doesn't matter what I think because I don't live there.
Yeah.
I don't live where they're going to build whatever it is.
See, and I'm not, so I heard at the door, they don't want it.
Yeah.
So now I got to figure out with House District 14, you know, me only talking to maybe 4% of the people.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm only talking to Democrats at the door because that's who we get, you know, our petition signatures from.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking to the unaffiliated. I'm not talking to the libertarians. I'm not talking to
let me tell you, it's real mixed bag online.
Yeah.
As someone that's in all sorts of things. There's people that love it and people that hate it. People that are just like, yay, Chiefs, and don't even think about it, you know.
Yeah. And I hear a lot from the unions. They're like, this is going to be great, but gosh, please let the unions be at the table before the bill. You know, like it's just...
Here's my final thought on it that makes me start it. It's because we have nothing. So just to have something here that people, like if there's a Super Bowl, there's people coming from across the country. Like to have a destination.
Yeah,
we don't have any destinations. I was arguing with people online about this. I was like, we don't have destinations people come states to go to. If they don't have family here or they're not driving through to somewhere else, no one's like, I'm going to go to, you know, Kansas for the weekend. I mean, unless they're hunting or something, but I'm talking about like you know, like I go to Denver.
Olathe, you know, Olathe, you want people. I want the jobs. I want the $2 billion that we're going to get in revenue and all of those things. But I think the bottom line is it will be very interesting tonight to see the testimony of what people are saying and feeling.
Think it's just like, I don't know if it's too late, if the deal's already done, but I think that you have to settle all these things when you sign a contract with somebody. You have to make clear guidelines. I was an HR manager, and my entire job it turns out, I didn't know that, was to keep us from getting sued. So I was always thinking of worst case scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Those need to be in the contracts. The worst case scenarios need
Yeah.
to be thought of and accounted for and
Well, and I
agreed
think,
on.
Yeah, and I think that that's where
They know what the previous problems with the previous stadium were,
Yeah.
and they can say this can't happen. They can put it in there, and they can put a consequence.
Yep.
And then they have to hold them to that consequence.
Yeah.
And so, so I think it all just ends up coming down to accountability.
I think that the testimony tonight, the ideas tonight will always open, because you can hear 35 great things and you're cheering for it. Then you turn the page, like you said, in social media, and you hear 13 more things, and you're like, I didn't think about that.
At the end of the day,
So-
though, does it matter? Is the train left the station?
And that I
The
don't have
stadium's
privy to
getting
that.
built.
I know that our mayor supports it. I know that
I feel like
we
the powers that be,
support it.
Kelly
our
likes
governor
it.
loves it. Yeah,
Ty
yeah.
Masterson likes it.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel like they take public opinion to make you feel like you were heard, but then they're just going to build the stadium anyway, and I mean, we've seen that with the graphs. They're like what actually gets approved versus what people wanted.
Yeah.
So I feel like at this point it's too late. The public comment should have been before they made the deal.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So-
I think any time you can input. I mean,
I think we should have been voted on.
Yeah.
And that's what the people that's being moved into, that's the
Yeah.
gift. They're like, I don't know if I like it or not, but I think I should have had a choice.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so
even
I think
if I
that's,
love it and I'm excited,
I want a
I want
choice.
that
I
opportunity.
want a choice.
To vote.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't be able to just do this to
Yeah.
me.
No, it's
Yeah.
exactly pretty much what I'm here
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the door.